Hello everybody, it's Guidinghalo, and this is going to be your daily hope for the 20th of October. I hope you're all doing well. Thank you so much for your support on the channel. I truly appreciate it. And I'm glad that you're all getting use out of these dailies. First card out. Unicorn, infinite possibilities. You are the sovereign of the unseen and unseen worlds. The magic of love surrounds you. Beauty transform you. Listen to the spirit of light. Abandon the darkness. Go beyond the ordinary and become legendary. So I think the Divine's asking you to look at the infinite possibilities that are in front of you. Perhaps if you're not seeing them, it's a good time to realize and remember where it is, whence you came from. Listen to the spirit of light and abandon the darkness. So whatever darkness you're going through right now, whatever trying times, challenging times, you know, you need to abandon that. And perhaps the darkness could be the past. And perhaps you're sitting in a pretty good place right now. So it says to abandon it. Don't let it haunt you. Don't bring it up in your mind. Go beyond the ordinary and become legendary. I love this card, the Spiral Dancer. Circuitous route, perception. It's all about a change in perception and how you see where you're at and what you're going through. Whether it be challenging or beautiful. Could even be monotonous. Could even be boring. Could be many different things. But it's time to understand that with a different change in perception, one can see the infinite possibilities right in front of them, right behind them, well, hence all around you. Perhaps you're dealing with some things coming up in the near future or now that are about coming back around to something, just like the planets go around the sun. Just like the planets circle around the sun, so is the Spiral Dancer. They always, the planets always come back in alignment with each other and certain circumstances in life, whether in thought, whether in dreams, whether in emotion. And it's because you've come to a new place in your understanding, a new level of understanding for who you are as a person. And when these things come back around to deal with or to have memories about, it is so that you can see how far you've come and how differently now you're handling the situation. So understand that whatever situation comes back around, that it's about remembering the connection you have with Source and how Source has brought you to a place in your life where you can handle this differently and how you can feel differently about it. So the question is, how do we handle that when that comes back around? When your planets could be, the sun is Source and your soul purpose, your inner being. The planets are different players in your life, different people, could be different situations, the job. So you could look at Jupiter as all the good luck you've had. You could look at Pluto as all the transformation you've had. You could look at, heck, I don't know, Uranus as the game changers, the pivotal points in your life of the things that changed. I mean, there's so many different ways to look at it. You could look at Saturn as the taskmaster, the parent that got you there the whole way through. So when you come back around and you are going in this circular spiral, time is not from point A to point B per se, not in a straight line. Perhaps point A is at the bottom and you're spiraling upwards to point B. So remember that when things come back around, they're not coming here to come back and torment you. They're coming here to give you a gift of change in perception. And anyone who thinks that going back is a bad thing, I'm telling you, it's not going back. It's coming at it from a different you. And that's why it's been brought to the forefront. So that being said, let's read this spiral dancer, shall we? Card number 5, it's all about change of perception, massive change. So it's not just a small change in perception, it's a big change in perception. Spiral dancer, card number 5, let's read it. The spiral dancer moves with her own rhythm and steps to music only she can hear. She takes you on a path that is winding and circular. She assures you that what you are experiencing as a setback is really part of an upward spiral. Perception is everything. You're not retracing your steps or going backward, but rather around and up. She says that you can be comforted knowing that your path is one of success, adventure, and experience. Follow her, for she dances along a magical way. If you're asking about a relationship, keep on dancing and magic will soon happen. Also, it's okay to allow someone else to take the lead at this time. Make sure to let others know that you're open. Always remember that relationships are mirrors and will show you the past, the present, and the potential future. All relationships have a destiny. Each is a sacred teacher with valuable lessons to share, even if it appears that the two of you are dancing in different directions. All the steps are perfect. Even when you may seem to be stumbling, the spiral dancer is a reminder that destiny's true path is seldom straight. It seems as if you're getting caught out of breath, going in the wrong direction. Sometimes you're so busy dancing to your own tune that you find yourself out of step with everyone else. Perhaps now is the time to regroup, sit down, and rest for a while, until the rhythm calls you to dance again. The spiral dancer is a gentle one. So be still and know that you are always loved. If your question is about a relationship, don't be too assertive now. This is the time to be receptive and allow someone else to take the lead and show his or her true nature to you. At the same time, be careful of what manipulated. At the same time, be careful of being manipulated. You will know the truth about your situation clearly if you sit this dance out and observe. So whether you feel that you need to let someone else take the lead, and this could be about reconciling the closeness that you have with the divine, the closeness you have with other people, reconciling relationships, whether you go backwards, whether you go forwards. It's not about backwards, remember, it's about a spiraling thing, and people come back around in your life so you can handle it in a different manner and have a different understanding of time and how it's not linear, it's spiraling you upwards towards a greater you and towards a more fulfilling life. Remember the source of love. A loving action is all you need to begin the process. Reach out with a simple first step. So perhaps you maybe have been waiting for somebody to come along and make the first move. Perhaps you've been waiting to have people come to you and reconcile, and perhaps it's left you in a bit of a season of winter because you feel like you're left out of the loop, so to speak. But the reality of the situation is you can make the first step in bringing those planets back in alignment and coming at it from a higher you. And in actuality, when you make the first step, you end up being the one who has more, what's the word I'm looking for? Has more ability to manage things from a spiritual, loving place. Yes, that's what I want to say. Card number 34, which is a 7. So this is a very spiritual situation you're in. Receive with love and appreciation. Receiving something lovingly from others is a way of showing love. So really and truly, this is about whether you reach out or whether someone else reaches out. Perhaps someone could be sending you something. I don't know, there's so many different ways to look at it here, being it's a general reading, but I believe that the hope in the situation here is understanding that there are infinite possibilities. If you come at something, whether it's reconciliation with spirit, reconciliation in work, reconciliation in relationships, reconciliation in families, whichever, if you come from something with the highest version of yourself, I think the true receiver of any gift will be that of a gift from the divine. Because when you come at something from a very spiritual place, you come at something with an attitude of love, and you come at it how spirit and source would come at it, how would the highest version of you handle a situation? Would the highest version of you set yourself and someone else free with forgiveness? I sure as heck think they would. Let's read this one. Dearest wonderful you, to help you manifest a life for the highest good, we invite you to examine your deepest desires. Imagine all your desires, no matter what kind, like magical seed pods in a basket, glowing with infinite potential. Look closely at each one. Are you afraid that some may bring you too much attention and invite negative reactions from others? Is change too daunting? Are you afraid to stretch and grow? Let yourself be led forward and let the seeds of positive intention take to the wind. Your desires count, and you are worthy of them. They are essential for co-creating your world. Did you ever consider that when a desire comes from deep within you, it might be spirit moving you to create something beautiful to share with others? Some desires are infused with miraculous powers to move the earth. Let's leave that there. To move the earth, heart, and influence the world in ways you can't possibly know. We know you and love you so deeply and are so happy to support you. Now, the word earth wasn't in there, but it's what came out of my mouth. So perhaps in reconciling any differences that you have with anybody, and even with yourself, differences in what you're holding yourself responsible for and that sort of thing, in reconciling that within yourself and understanding this circulus root, and it's all about perception, about anything that happens and what moves forward and what goes on, perhaps it's really and truly going to set you free in a way that you never imagined it would. Because I think you don't realize how tied you feel to these things, how much space it actually takes up in your brain. So, my friends, let's set ourselves free with forgiveness. Forgiveness for ourselves, forgiveness for others, and forgiveness about where we are on in our path, and understand that every point in this circulus root of time is all about divine timing and divine intervention. And that things are brought back around because you are now a higher version of yourself that can understand things from a much, much higher place. And to be honest, when the divine brings something back around and something aligns again to come back around in your world, they're really truly telling you that who you sit across from is what you are ready for. And they are truly telling you that you are ready for what's in front of you. Blessings to you, and I'll talk to you again.